New music, new art of any kind is important because it reflects the world around us, politically, socially, economically, whatever that means. These composers are putting their entire life experiences into these new works, and we need those new works to help understand what is happening to us right now.
We have to remember that even the great masterworks that we revere and that I revere, there was a time when they were new pieces and they were performed for the very first time for a new audience. And that is a very special and unique kind of experience.
If we don't continue to focus on and contribute to the creativity of young composers, of young sound artists, ideas will be lost. I mean, this is what generates, I think, the very essence of ourself as human beings. PNME cares very deeply about sound. They're musicians, but there's another layer of depth there that is rare, and that is that all of the senses are engaged. You're really immersed in an experience. Your attention is focused, your listening is given context, brought into an experience that's more than just a concert.
We are constantly taking risks, and with risk comes reward, and with risk comes failure. If we succeed all the time, we're probably not taking enough risks somehow. And I think it takes a unique type of individual to come here and pour it out on the stage knowing that some nights you're gonna miss and that it's worth it.
I'm a lover of all art forms, visual art, performing art, theater of all types, and I can't get it as efficiently and inspirationally as I do in Pittsburgh. It is never a consideration. I never pause to imagine if I have the resources. I never pause to imagine if I have the time. I always go. I go because I know that I will be fed for the next 12 months of my life and that I will carry back to my world in South Carolina a certain kind of brilliant prism through which I can see my world differently, and I can't live without it.
Of all of the things that keep me coming back to PNME, most of them have come by way of the audience. The reciprocal back and forth between us and the audience, it's given my life a great deal of meaning.
I've asked people to come with me to the Pittsburgh New Music Ensemble because it's not just listening, they're almost bearing witness to something being created and being invited into that experience by the composer, the theatricality of the performances, the incredible athleticism and the musicianship of each of these players. I'm just astonished by them.
The PNME audience is wonderful because they are so open to whatever we want to throw at them. I know that our audience that has been coming for years and years and years, they're going to come even if they don't know who the composer is. They just trust that PNME is going to present something to them that they've never seen before and that they want to see.
This is music that sticks with you and that makes you feel like you can feel your brain and heart growing while it's happening. It's always something new, it's something fresh, it's something you haven't heard before. And that's what I love about it. You know, you can say it's challenging or it's unusual or whatever, but that makes it sound more like work. It's not work, it's fun, it's adventure, it's exploration.
The artists themselves, many of whom are foodies, cook for the audience after the show. I happen to be a bread baker. It's food that means a lot to us.
It's a place where a community of people gather, not just the musicians on stage, but the audience. And that community comes together And we hope that every time we come that we can hear something we haven't heard before and be moved. And I think that it's a place where the truth of our humanity can really be expressed.
Pittsburgh has an amazing art scene and has forever. I mean, I've been here for over 20 years and it had an amazing art scene when I got here.
PNME was founded by the great David Stock in 1976. He wanted to promote the work of up-and-coming composers both in the city of Pittsburgh and around the country. The legacy by this point, from 1976 until now, is astonishing. That we have now given over 300 world premieres and commissions. It's really something that the city should be proud of.
I come back to Pittsburgh every year because it's the only place where I can be a part of this extraordinary artistic family and all in service to a artistic experience that I can't get anywhere else. I can't imagine a summer that didn't have this as the centerpiece.
I don't think we've ever needed new music as much as we do in this precise moment in time. We are mired in old patterns. So what we need more than ever is to come together to create something. New music means that we are producing something that suggests that we are in fact, as a society, moving forward rather than simply celebrating and commemorating the work that is dead.
There's already this huge canon of classical music that goes back, 300 years. And one could perhaps say, why do we need more? Because there is no limit to the nature of the human experience. There is no limit to what I can experience through art.
Every single summer I've been here, at least one person has come up to me and said, this was just the most incredible night of art in my life. I've never seen anything like this. I'll never forget it. And thank you guys so much for what you're doing here. I'll never be able to repay the audience for the kindness and the love and generosity that they've shown the organization and to me personally.
There's really no other place in my professional life or my personal life where I get to experience what I experience here at PNME, which is a mixture of art that changes me, touches me, inspires me, makes me a more empathetic person. And to do that in the context of this extraordinary community where there is so much love for the art and for each other. It is a central part of my life. It occupies this spot right here in my heart, and I can't imagine living without it.